You're listening to The Shiny Sofa, the official podcast from Latex 24/7, the premier online magazine dedicated to latex fashion news, reviews, and interviews.
Welcome to the special episode of The Shiny Sofa, the latex fashion podcast brought to you by Latex 24/7. In this episode, we take a look at the last 12 months of latex fashion news, discuss some of our favourite designs and collections, and even make a few predictions for what we hope to see in 2024.
So take a seat on the sofa, make yourself comfortable, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course via latex247.co.uk.
Hello, welcome to episode 9 of The Shiny Sofa. This episode, we've got a special 2023 year in review, looking back at some of the highlights of this year's latex fashion and clothing with our regular guest and friend of the show, Latex Lottie.
Hello.
Hello, Lottie. Okay.
I'm fine. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thanks for joining us
Good.
again. It's great that you were the first guest on the first episode of The Shiny Sofa. And it's great that you're back again. You've kind of gone full circle 11 months later. So that's
Great
brilliant.
way to bookend the year.
Definitely. How was your Christmas? Was it a good one?
Busy. Really busy.
Did
It's yours.
Santa leave anything shiny under the tree or not?
There might be some shiny things that I shall bring up later.
Oh, we'll look forward to that. Yeah, mine was good. Thank you. It was drank far too much, ate far too much, got to spend time with family. So yeah, that's pretty much Christmas done, isn't it? Really, that's about as good as it gets. So yeah, Fab.
Great.
We're going to have a little bit of a catch up on some of the things that have gone on this year in the world of latex fashion. Talk about some of our favourite elements. Talk about some of the things that have been stand out for us, and maybe also talk about a couple of the brands that have sadly left us, and we can give them a bit of a fond farewell as we close 2023 off. So we'll start with some predictions that we made back at the end of 2022. We made a couple of predictions about what we thought would be going on in the world of latex fashion over the next 12 months. I thought it'd be a good opportunity to go through those and see whether we were right or not, really.
Sounds like a plan.
So the first item that we said was we really expected the huge growth in the world of latex accessories, and I think that's the absolute cornerstone of that this year has been latex gloves. They've just been worn by everybody you can imagine: Charlie Howard, Noah Cyrus, Amanda Holden, Paloma Faith, Kate Beckinsale. You name it.
They certainly started the year sort of slipping into the catwalks, getting onto the red carpet, didn't they? And
They did. I
think they were quite a nice gateway for what's then come on in the future with far more latex dresses on the catwalk.
Yeah, definitely. There's been an absolute ton of gloves, and both short gloves and upper gloves, particularly on the red carpets. And as you say, it's been a real great gateway for people to start and to see that's the world of latex fashion is something that's accessible to people.
I certainly think it did push through some accessories. There were a lot more brands doing chokers, bracelets, bows for your hair, little things that you could be wearing latex with your everyday items without having to go out in a full latex outfit. And I thought that was really nice. I don't yet have a latex bracelet, but I'm sure that's something I can work on. One of the many items that I have, that's not one of them.
We also had in September as well. We had the German brand Lollipop launching their latex earrings, which I thought was a really, really unique and innovative way of wearing latex accessories. Some really quite intricate laser cut earrings that, again, just so versatile and could be worn with absolutely anything, be it latex or not. Really, it was something that was just a real nice little accent to any outfit.
Yeah, and on that note, I definitely noticed a lot more people doing laser cut now to get those far more unique designs. And it really just adds like an extra element to what would just be a plain item of clothing. I think it's made a huge difference. And there's certainly some really, really pretty work going into them.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Our second prediction for the year was colour red, and lots of red. And I think it's fair to say that we've seen lots of red. It really has been the colour of the year for so many designers and celebs out there. Keke Palmer, who was in Dolce & Gabbana. We've seen Kendall Jenner, Khloe Kardashian. This week, we've seen Bollywood actress Janvi Kapoor in Atsuko Kudo in their Joy pencil dress. Yeah, red's just been such a standout palette this year. It's eye-catching, provocative, a little bit sexy without a doubt. It's
just that element of danger.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, from looking at what I've got, I love red.
Yeah.
And I've got more red coming. There will always be red in my wardrobe. And it does tend to be a go-to colour. But it's just some of the designers, especially at Atsuko Kudos, have just made that look incredible. The designs, the depth. And this year I got my first piece of metallic red, and I couldn't believe the difference between metallic red and the solid red.
Yeah.
So obviously I had to buy a skirt in both.
Of course.
And I don't think we've seen the end of red. 2024, I think it's going to keep going, but I still think we're going to be, the rest of the year we'll be going with still vibrant colours, your greens, your blues, your yellows, things that are making people stand out.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen an awful lot of those greens and blues of late. That's become a real popular standard palette for designers. Yeah. Our final prediction was we described the time as the loose catwalk craze, and by that we meant designers and brands producing more loose-fitting latex. Maybe not traditionally what people think of with the tight-fitting dresses, tops, skirts, leggings, whatever. I think we've seen elements of that. Avellano's fall winter collection 2023 was quite long gowns that were quite flowing and maybe not quite as tight as you might get with some other brands. And then of course there was Harry as well, wasn't there? Harry with his inflatable.
Oh, the fashion week.
Yeah. Can't guess.
I don't think we've not seen the last of this. I mean, we've got Sebastian who does looser fitting blouses.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But I've noticed again a few more designers that are bringing up things that aren't necessarily as baggy as the things that we've seen on the catwalk, but definitely aren't the tight fitting look that you would associate with latex.
Yeah.
But I think it's adding a whole new element of shine to them. The movement in them. I am a sucker for a skater skirt, and I love the way that flows. And I think it goes the same then with your blouses, with loose fitting jackets. We've definitely not seen the end of that yet.
Yeah, definitely. I think completely agree. I think that's something that's only going to become more prominent, and it's something that's going to encourage people more and more to look at the world of latex and see it as something that can be worn more casually, maybe, rather than necessarily just at high profile events.
Yeah.
So we've touched on a couple of brands there already. What do you think? What would you say are your standout brands for this year? Which ones have you been most aware of, and that you think have pushed the world of latex clothing in either in a new direction or pushed it further?
I think it has to be Atsuko Kudos. They've managed to reach so many celebrities and really get themselves out there. And the dresses, the structures, they're all incredible.
Yeah.
And the way that we've seen them sort of say on the catwalk is, it's just been mind blowing that was it Amanda Holden in a yellow dress on Britain's Got Talent?
It was, yeah. I think it was. I think it made a corset and a skirt rather than a dress.
Yeah,
but yes,
that was amazing, and that was broadcast to so many people. They should be really proud of themselves for what they've achieved this year, and the people they've managed to work with should definitely be proud of that. And then I should say the same goes for Latex Couture, who've been working with Talia Storm, done a couple of dresses for her. We've had the red dress, the green dress. It's made its way onto the red carpet. I'm a sucker for Latex Couture, and you know that, but so obviously I've kept an eye on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, those two have definitely been standout for me.
Yeah, and of course with Latex Couture we also had Elle's radio presenter and streamer, I believe. She was also in a Latex Couture gown at the I think it was the Ant-Man premiere down in London.
Yes.
Yeah, just stunning, pushing the brand in new and exciting directions, really. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, I think for me, one of the probably one of the most standout brands from my point of view has probably been Avellano. Again, bringing the world of latex clothing to a new audience, but also winning the Andam Award back in July. I think it's incredible that such a prestigious award that has been around for so many years and has been so highly regarded has actually been won by a designer that does so much with the world of latex. It's absolutely fantastic to see that there's that acceptance of it. And
yeah, within the fashion world, another one I noticed, who I unfortunately haven't had the chance to shop with yet, is Cherry Latex at the German Fetish Ball.
Yeah.
Loved some really incredible and unique designs there. I love the structuring she does on her garments. She has this sort of colour combination of almost like a natural nude and red that I am so in love with, and it was just brilliant to see it on the catwalk. And like I said, the collection was just incredible. If you haven't seen it yet, go on to her Instagram, and in her highlights is the German Fetish Ball 2023, and it's well worth looking at.
Yeah, very, very unique designs out there. Should have been fantastic to see. Really have. Let's talk about what our favourite celebs that we've seen then in latex. It's
Amanda Holden, absolutely.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Carol Vorderman. I know we spoke about her, didn't we, back in February when she was in one of the UK tabloid papers. Yeah, absolutely stunning. One of my highlights has to be Katy Perry in the Incredibles Elastigirl costume, which I believe was a creation from Vex. That was on the American Idol TV series. Absolutely amazing design. Just captured the look and style of that Disney character top notch. Just it was absolutely perfect. Really was really brilliant creation. Another great indication and example of that versatility that latex has.
That's it. It doesn't just have to be one solid colour. There could be so many things put together.
Definitely.
But on the solid colours, it was AJ Odudu that wore the sleeveless catsuit in blue. That was brilliant for the Big Brother, I think it was for.
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah.
And I know she'd done an interview afterwards about how many people it took to get her into it. I think she just needs some practice, that's all.
Yeah, clearly, yes. Yeah.
But yes, she absolutely rocked it.
She did. She looked absolutely stunning. That was a gorgeous outfit. I think was that Elisa Poppy, if I remember rightly.
It was, yeah.
That was a very, very, very eye-catching design. And again, a bit like Amanda Holden, it was seen by millions of people around the UK, particularly, probably around the world as well. Great exposure for that brand, really was. Any other subs out there that you can think of that were
not off the top of my head? I feel like I'm on the spot now. My few favourite people. I'm sure there have been so many more. Kate Beckinsale.
Kate, yeah.
In I think it's like an advert for a game.
Yes.
And that's come up recently for me. I might just be very out of it. But
no. That is a new thing last few days. Yeah, it's one of those.
She was someone that was always going to look incredible in latex.
She does.
And
she does.
You were right. So.
She does. Yeah, she never fails to look great in that. I think that advert you're talking about is a bit of a throwback to her Underworld days, wasn't it? When she was.
This is the point where everyone's going to be Googling it now. They're not going to listen to us anymore.
Should be on commission for that app, shouldn't we? Yeah. It's like a lot of fashions, and it's often celebrities that drive that into the more mainstream. It's something we obviously cover an awful lot on Latex 24/7 for that exact reason. And it's always great to see the varied and wide selection of brands out there that are able to capture that market and
yeah, absolutely.
So what about favourite collections then? Are there any brands that have released new collections in the last 12 months that have really stood out to you?
Well, Latex Couture have been doing their Monday garments.
Yeah.
I did find myself on my phone every single Monday, just like, come on, refreshing. What have we got this week? Let's have a look. And I do believe a new collection's rumoured for next year.
Okay. Look forward to that.
I'm not going to say much because I don't know what I'm allowed to say, but I have half an idea about it. I'm very excited. We also have Filth Latex Clothing, who I'm doing a little collaboration with at the start of the year.
No, excellent.
And there's going to be, they're going to have a new collection as well with cat suits and leggings. And if you haven't seen their designs yet, they are so unique.
Yeah.
With the latex patterns, the way the cutouts are, it's a very, very exciting brand for having something different out there that isn't just your standard tank dress.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm super excited about working with them.
Look forward to seeing that. That sounds fantastic. Yeah.
That's definitely exciting me with different styles of leggings, different styles of cat suits. So yeah, I am looking forward to see what more comes from both of those.
Yep. Yeah. Phil for Netherlands-based band, if I remember rightly.
I believe so.
Very, 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 very fashion focused. This is the way I sort of look at that.
Sort of teetering on the edge of more like high fashion styles, the things you'd expect to see in less on mainstream streets, and sort of more that you'd see at a fashion event.
Yeah.
But still very wearable, which I think is what has so drawn me to them is I can get this out there. I can get this on the street. Let's go and do it. What about you? Who have you seen?
One of the standout ones for me this year has been, I think, Liquid Disco. We had Elena on the podcast a few months ago, and she's somehow managed to produce 3 new collections this year.
Wow, I'd known 2 of them. I didn't know there was a 3rd.
Yeah. One of them, how you pronounce it, SYZYGY. There's the Cyber Love collection, and then the latest one in last month so was the Strawberry collection. I just think Liquid Disco are a very innovative brand. they do stuff that's extremely unique, different.
Playful.
Yeah, playful.
That's what I like about their colour schemes and everything. Really playful.
Yeah, definitely. They stick to a very consistent colour palette, but that works. Those kind of pastel colours and I've absolutely loved with the Cyber Love and the Strawberry collection, that kind of cyberpunk Y2K aesthetic that they were going for has just been absolutely phenomenal. It's been a really interesting set of garments and something that's it blew my mind every time I saw it. It's something that I think is nobody else in the industry is really doing it in quite that way, which is great to see. It's great to see. I think those pioneers need to be there. I was also very intrigued by the latest the William Wild collection that came out earlier this year, which was Phoenix, I believe it was called.
And there is the most fabulous green dress with gold buckles.
Yeah, that's the one.
Definitely on my wish list.
It's a remake of some of their existing garments and collections, but in a new colour palette. And I think it's just given it a new lease of life. It's allowed new people to see it and experience it. But it's also just proven that William Wild are generally a brand that produce timeless designs that don't necessarily really go out to fashion, because of their target audience being that higher end side. Yeah, what they produce is always very, very classical and long term, and that's good to see, I think.
And then if we sort of move, I suppose, away a little bit from the fashion side into a more fetish side of things, you've got an Oasis, and however you pronounce it, I've been trying to do it for 12 months. But they've had a couple of drops, both with the latex. As you know from the last podcast, I was desperate for that dress and I still haven't got it yet. But I'm working on it. But they've got now a far bigger corset collection, restraint collection, and I don't know if you've seen the videos, but the way in which they're marketing them, one for the restraints in the Determined drop. I think I must have watched that video about 20 times, going through thinking, this is just the best thing. And I've always loved the way that they take the photos of their products. Certainly eye-catching, definitely different.
Definitely.
But they've had a couple of drops this year that have made me go, stick it in the basket, stick it in the basket.
Yeah, it's they have a very artistic style, don't they, with their marketing, which is very nice to see. And yeah, I can completely understand why you're such a big fan of what they produce. It's
just all of them. I don't think I've got a bad word for anyone, to be honest.
If it's shiny, we'll like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as well as some new collections we've just spoken about, there's also a bit of a sad loss for a couple of brands throughout the year. The two that jump to mind are back in January, we sadly lost Yummy Gummy Latex from the industry,
which is such a shame.
Yeah, definitely such a shame.
I know that hit quite a lot of people. Made a big difference to what they were able to sell, the products they were able to produce.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a while before we get someone to sort of come and rival them with the amount of different and unique sheeting they do.
Yeah, without a doubt. And it's the point there is you're making a lot. Is completely spot on. Is that not only were they designing and manufacturing garments, but they were also one of the manufacturers of the latex sheeting that then would be purchased by other brands. And yeah, sad loss.
Yeah, so the impact was sort of throughout everybody. It wasn't just like you said, the consumer of the clothing. It was the other manufacturers who people were loving to shop from that sheeting, and it's just not there, and they've had to adapt and overcome that.
Yeah.
And see what they can do, which is, I suppose, very challenging in business, but if you don't mind a challenge, it's pretty exciting.
Rebecca's been such a part of the community for so many years, as Jumpy Gummy. But it was partially time for her to move on to do new things with her life, which, fingers crossed, if she's listened to this, we wish you the best.
Wish you the best.
And hope that's going as well as you hope. But it was also a freak cold snap that we had in the UK, which destroyed the majority of her liquid latex that she produced to actually produce the latex sheeting. And that was unfortunately just a cost that couldn't be recouped. But yeah, big loss, but we wish her well.
And then we lost TLC as well.
We did. That was more middle of the year, July time.
Middle of the year. So if anyone could tell me where to get the best latex leggings from now, feel free to tell me, pop me a message, because most of my leggings are from TLC, and I know now when they go, I haven't got a clue where I'm going to shop from.
Yeah.
So taking recommendations, please.
Yeah, you've spoken often about your love of TLC latex leggings, and quite often featured on your Instagram profile, TikTok as well and stuff.
Definitely one of the easiest items to wear in a casual way. So it's, they get a lot of use. They're out with me a lot, and eventually they're going to need replacing. Hint, hint.
Yeah, it's again, it was Simon, the owner of TLC Latex, running the business by himself, with rising costs, with everything in the world going up. With
it was clearly just not sustainable at the time.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was. Again, Simon's been part of the community for decades now. Starting off in London in the 70s and so forth. Being part of the heyday of fetish before moving into TLC. Somebody I used to have regular chats with on Instagram, and we could talk for hours about anything and everything. And it's a shame that that's not there to the same extent anymore. But we all need to earn a living, and
you never know. He might creep back and just make odds and ends for people. I know it's been in discussions a little bit, but I don't see him coming back to the full force that he was before.
No, he's certainly left the door open for maybe coming back, doing the odd custom order. Maybe in the future we can find somewhere to sell you leggings again.
Yay!
So let's talk about some of the things that we've purchased over the last 12 months. Then, Lottie,
I don't think we've got all the time to do that.
True. No. Okay. Or we can make this two-parter if you want to. But
sometimes, I now look at my latex collection, I'm like, I actually don't know what to wear now. It seems to have grown massively this year, into things that haven't necessarily been shown yet. I got my first ever pair of latex tights. I've made one little video, but that's about it, because I put it on and I was frightened of how thin the latex was, and I had really pointy nails at the time, and I thought, not going to risk it. I found I've probably been leaning towards the nice simple tank dress to just get out in. I know I've mentioned it, but I've gone a lot for metallic red this year. I've bought a dress, a top, a skirt, and a latex jacket, which I haven't yet shined, because half the people on my Instagram told me not to shine it, and half of them told me to do it. Now I'm torn. But that's fabulous, and I've got to get my birthday catsuit, which made me so happy. And I think I must have worn that 8 or 9 times now, just just going to put it on, just going to have a go in it. And that, I mean, I'd wanted that for quite some time.
Yeah.
And Libidex didn't disappoint when it did come. They've done a fab job, and I got a corset at the same time as that, which I've worn with many items now. We've added a few more things to the shopping list that haven't arrived yet. Okay. I've bought my first Lady Lucy latex.
Nice. Good. Yes.
Only bought a belt because I'm not supposed to be buying more latex, but slipped in there in the Christmas sale. Like, just going to have to get that.
Is that one of the peplum belt types things? Or?
It isn't. It is just a plain belt.
Okay.
But I don't have one. And that's my logic now, is I can only buy things I definitely don't have.
It's a very versatile thing to have. So, yeah. Yes. Why not?
Exactly. I have just bought a metallic green dress, which
lovely
has arrived, and I've tried on and looks utterly fabulous from the Bright and Shiny store.
Well,
but again, I haven't shined it yet. I'm just waiting for that perfect night out to put it on. And I suppose last but not least, I have just put an order in with Latex Couture for a custom catsuit with flared legs.
Awesome.
And we are going back to the start of this conversation, back to those slightly baggier things. And I am so looking forward to it, sort of from the knee down. It's going to have a nice flare, so when I walk around town, I can swoosh. You know how much I like to swoosh?
You do? Yes.
So that's where I'm at, and that is why my bank account doesn't like me at the moment. Christmas is a very expensive time. It's no time for everybody to be putting sales in. If they could all do it in nice, pick a month. They can all pick a month and I'll buy something every month.
Just not December.
Stop all doing it in December because it's expensive.
I'm sure there's enough sales going on the rest of the year that you can find something every month. So,
I can. And if I can't, I'll treat myself.
Well, yeah, true, yes. So, what's has there been a? I think I know where you're going to go with this one. Has there been a go-to garment for you this year that you've just worn more than anything, that you've just been able to match with anything and everything?
I want to know what you thought my answer was going to be, because I'm not sure. I feel like I've got a few answers.
Well, I'm going to aim on either leggings or a skater skirt.
Well, I would normally say leggings, but I think because I go for them so often, they're kind of just such a normal piece of my wardrobe now. It's like, I'll just stick the leggings. I'll stick the leggings on. If I'm thinking of ones that have really sort of stood out to me, it is, I got a skater skirt that was part of a Velma cosplay from Catalyst. Obviously, that's chlorinated because that's what they do. And I love the way that feels. That's a super easy one to just put on with anything.
Yeah.
Again, super versatile. And then it would be a metallic red tank dress, which has probably gone on most date nights for me.
Okay.
I should pick something else because I'm sure he's getting bored of that one now, but it's such a nice, easy dress to wear. And that one's from Latex Couture. Low back tank dress. Just classic, just really classic. I think that's the way to put it, is you put it on, you feel $1 million, and it isn't a mini dress, which is my preference. I'd rather have something mid-thigh to knee, so that I can sit down and have a meal in it. My problem is that I don't know when to stop eating, so I will have a 3-course meal in a latex dress and just think, oh dear. But at least it expands.
Who is that? It's true. Yeah.
So it will be latex again at New Year.
Fab. Excellent.
Going out for a meal and a few drinks.
Which I'd like to hear.
Might be the green dress. We'll see. We'll see if a video appears in the day.
We'll look forward to seeing that one. Yeah.
Other than that, it is the blue catsuit, which I found it hasn't actually left the house yet. Since it arrived, it's either been raining or cold, and just a bit rubbish weather-wise. But as I say, I've put it on quite a few times in the house, and I just sort of wander around. Postman gets a shock. I think he's used to it now. I think those have been my go-to ones in the house,
Awesome.
or on date nights.
Fab. So what's next on the shopping list then?
Oh, well, the bonus with latex is that when you order something, you've then got normally 4 to 8 week-ish wait. So I suppose it does feel a little bit like
you've
Christmas.
forgotten about it and you can order something new, can't you? Yeah.
Yeah. So as I say, the latex couture catsuit I've just ordered has literally just been ordered. So I'm hoping that will be with me in time for my trip to Berlin.
Oh, brilliant.
And I'm going to see if I can find a nice latex shop in Berlin to go and do a bit of holiday shopping in.
Plenty of choice over there. Yeah.
I think the next thing I'm actually going to be buying is more cosplay type things, something that can be sort of tweaked to wear in and out of the house. And I've been looking at Catalyst Latex and their Team Rocket outfit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Obviously, other than the sort of overshirt that has the R on it, you have just got a black latex crop top and a white skirt.
Yeah.
So not only do I get to do the full cosplay, I can sort of mix and match those with other things. And it's a really good excuse to buy some more nice thigh-high boots. So I'm running out of space.
Yeah.
I'm also not supposed to be buying more shoes because they take up more room. And there are lots of shoes. I think I have 8 pairs in my car. Just because I say it's for emergencies, so I've always got a good pair of shoes to wear. Other people say it's because there's no room left in the house. So take from that what you will. But the latex gets to stay in the house.
Good.
Although I think I'm going to need a new cup.
Or a big car.
Bigger car. Definitely. Other than that, I think I'm going to try and not jump the gun on what I want to buy next year, and I'm going to look for these new collections that are coming out.
Yeah.
Look for those things that are a bit different, and we'll go from.
Sounds like a plan. So, finally, let's make a few predictions about next year. What do we, other than the new collections, what do we think we're going to see in the world of latex fashion over the next 12 months? What trends are going to continue?
It's going to become way more mainstream.
Yeah.
We had already guessed that last year that it was going to make its way into our streets, and that is happening. The more these celebrities are pushing it on the red carpet, as with anything in fashion, it always filters down to us normal folk. And so I think we're going to see an awful lot more of that, which is super exciting. And I can't wait to see it more on the streets.
Yes, definitely.
I think we're going to see a lot more people in leggings.
Yep.
And it's a nice, easy fashion item for people to start in.
Yep.
I think, as we said at the start, I think we're going to see more baggy latex coming through. And I think we're going to have a lot more bright colours. Black is always going to be a classic. But I think by the time summer's rolling around, we're going to see some really beautiful sunshine yellows and some great summer collections from people. I would love to see more latex bikinis.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of people do mix and match that with underwear, which is, I think a nice way to be able to do it. But I think it'd be nice to see people marketing bikinis.
Yeah, we've spoken in the past, haven't we, about wearing latex in summer, and hopefully that's something the two of us can work on in New Year and put a few ideas together.
That's where all my skirts are coming in.
Winner. I'm going to make a prediction that this year it's going to be more peach colours. I think we're going to carry on seeing the red, the blues and the blacks and the greens and stuff for the first season. And then I think there's going to be more peach coming out there. I think we're going to see more.
Okay.
Not so much skin tone, because obviously that's going to make people look naked
The
to a
wrong
certain
way.
extent. Yes, more kind of peachy orangey colours, and I think that'll feed into the summer aesthetic of the kind of the oranges and stuff for bikinis and swimsuits and things. And that's going to be my colour prediction for 2024.
I'm going to put you on the spot now then. You said we're on episode 9 of the Shiny Sofa.
Yeah.
Who, other than me, was your favourite person to interview this year?
Oh God, that's a good question. I can't answer that one. That's favoritism.
I'm just going to assume it was me then. But is there anyone you're looking forward to next year? Have you got anyone in the pipeline that you're really excited to speak to?
Yeah, we've got a couple of people that we need to get booked in. But have kind of given the nod that they'd be interested in being part of it. One of them being Phil for Latex that we spoke about earlier on. So hopefully that'll be a nice chance to speak to them and find out a bit more about their ethos on latex fashion and explore those things that we spoke about a little while ago. May also possibly be able to get to speak to Maggie Delana Latex, who've of course done quite a lot with the model Rubberdoll over the years. So yeah, couple of little sneak peeks there coming up in the next few months, hopefully, if things go according to plan. And yeah, we've certainly got plenty of other potential guests out there that will see us into this time next year, and we can have a catch up of the year review 2024 then, can't we? And find out what we got wrong. So yeah,
I'm excited to get things wrong. It's awful when you can predict everything, and I'd like that excitement of seeing someone really drop a good collection or a new pattern or something that's completely out there and go, actually, never saw it coming. Can't wait to see it again.
Yeah, definitely.
So here's for getting it wrong.
Definitely, and with we this year alone we posted over 140 articles on the website.
Wow!
We hit nearly 400,000 views, which I'm going to go for 500,000 next year.
Excellent.
To me, that just proves that there's just such an appetite out there for the world of latex clothing, and it's only going to become more and more prevalent, and more designers appearing. That's great because that's going to provide us with more and more content, and the more we can talk about the world of shiny, then the happier we are.
Yay!
So yeah. Yes.
Brilliant.
Fab. Cheers, Lottie. It's been absolutely great to speak to you again, as it always is.
Absolutely, I've had a great time.
Yeah, it's always good to talk about one of our favourite topics, and just give everyone a bit of a reminder about where they can find you online and follow you.
I am on Instagram as Latex Lottie 1.
Yeah.
And 1.0 because I had my little suspension earlier this year, and when I'm back now, it's fine.
Good.
And I am the same on that other one, TikTok. Although it tends to be the same content because,
well, why not?
I'm too lazy to do it two different ones.
Fab. Well, thanks for speaking to us. Really wish you and everyone, all our listeners, all our readers, thanks for all the support over the last 12 months, and wish you a really happy new year, and look forward to doing it all again in 2024.
Yeah. Toodaloo, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.